that aspect has to be, I guess, looked after and told in such a way that the client appreciates it, and the client will then take action to vary their lifestyle. Let's say if they've been shoving junk food down their faces, and you're saying, look, you're not going to be working at the optimum level because it's just a lot of sugar, a lot of trans fat you're eating, yeah?
Well, it's garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
We're a biological engine that requires fuel. Now, Formula One cars not run very well on poor quality fuel. We're the same. We're a biological Formula One car. Do you want absolute performance? So that means good quality food, no chemicals, get off the chemical quick fix, get off the fast food, get off the refined sugar, all the sort of fundamentals that everyone knows about eating well and so on, or eating widely. Unfortunately, we don't all do it. But there's, getting back to the immune system one, depending on whose line of logic you want to believe, some people argue that over 90% of all the diseases we're likely to come in contact with during our life either have a faulty immune system in the disease process, or are a consequence, or the immune system is involved some way in the disease process. So if you look at, for example, cancer and cardiovascular disease, cancer is an immune problem, because one of the jobs of the immune system is to monitor for and detect early cancers, because everyone has cancer right from the day we're born. And the reason we don't all die of cancer is because our immune systems monitor for and protect us for any early cancers that are developed.
Did you hear that? Can you say that again, Stephen? So for people who sort of like missed that bit, I want them to grasp that concept that in fact we were born with reasonably robust immune systems that have been doing housekeeping, yeah?
That's exactly it. The immune system's job is to housekeep. And one of the parts of the housekeeping it does is protect us from cancers, which are cells in our own body that go rogue or get off the rails, stop listening to the command and control signals that are coming from all around the body. So it's one of the jobs of the immune system. Second job of the immune system, cardiovascular disease, scientists now believe, is not a plumbing problem. It's an infection. The research that first came out showed that cardiovascular disease was an infection against 4 common viruses and 2 bacteria that got into the arterial wall, and the plaques and cholesterol and all that was a consequence of the immune system never clearing those microorganisms and viruses. So if you want to keep yourself at the top of the game and avoid the 2 biggest killers, cancer and cardiovascular disease, keep your immune system at the top of the game. Now, I've got some figures here because I didn't want to get it wrong. Just to give an example, autoimmune diseases, all the diseases that we seem to be seeing now are lifestyle diseases. Obesity, diabetes, which incidentally will bankrupt the healthcare system in the next 10 years. So autoimmune diseases, if you looked at the Autoimmune Related Diseases Association website, or the American Autoimmune Related Disease Association website, in 2004 there were 59 recognised autoimmune conditions on the website. In 2010 it was 151.
Wow.
So people are now realising how much the immune system is involved in a lot of diseases that we see.
Wow. So, okay, you people there in Stickum and Blog TV and everybody else out there, if you want to ask Stephen some questions about this particular aspect, please do type in your questions, okay? I've got a question about the immune system, and it's like a chicken and egg thing, because I believe that our state of mental health has a lot to do in terms of influencing the level of our immune system. Yes or no?
Absolutely. There's no question about that now. There's so much evidence to show that if somebody has a real trauma in their life, marriage breakup or death of a child, some major stress, and they don't cope with it, this is the adapting to change bit, they don't cope with it, quite often 2-3 years later, all of a sudden a cancer will crop up or a chronic disease will develop. And it's because when you're depressed, it's a perfect statement, because you're depressed emotionally, but you're also depressed biochemically. You're also depressed immunologically.
Yeah.
When you're stressed, the competence of the immune system drops. Now, if your immune system's job is to monitor for things that go wrong, and it's not doing its job as well, then something can slip through the net. So, and that's how long it takes. You have a couple of years, and all of a sudden you have a chronic disease come up or a cancer come up, which can be traced back to that time potentially when those people were stressed or depressed, and basically the immune system dropped its game and let an enemy through.
Okay.
So you're absolutely right. The evidence of that now is overwhelming.
Ooh. Now, which also means that if you raised your, for better phrase, your happiness levels, you can actually switch your immune system back on to be at its peak. Yes.
Again, this comes back to the mental, emotional, spiritual side, but that's just as important as every other aspect of your life.
All right. Now, this is relevant to people out there because I know, especially in North America and Europe, that the GFC, for a better phrase, the global financial crisis that sort of whacked everybody, came kind of unseen in 2008, is still hanging on in some areas in terms of the economy trying to get it's becoming robust again. So I know anecdotally that people, they lost their jobs or